After a thrilling Game 4, the Minnesota Timberwolves are up 3 games to 1 and are on the verge of moving on to the second round. One of the main reasons is that Anthony Edwards has adapted throughout this series and learned to beat the Lakers' defense, including how to navigate LeBron James, and I wanted to break down this chess match between the two stars. For people that aren't familiar, the Lakers have been running a shell defense where you have defenders in the gaps to close off driving lanes. This helps neutralize the mismatches that Minnesota creates, and that forces Edwards to take long shots. LeBron James has been one of those main defenders in the gaps, and in Game 2, he had done a fantastic job preventing those drives and getting the ball out of Edwards' hands. With this defense, Edwards had struggled to find open space, and the Lakers had tied the series. He had mentioned that it was a bit confusing at times and that he needed to watch more film. And boy, has that paid off. In Game 2, one of the main reasons LeBron had confused Ant is because the Wolves' offense was really stationary. Most guys had been standing on the perimeter waiting for Edwards to attack the paint, so LeBron could get really creative. But in the next 2 games, Edwards figured out the holes in the Lakers' defense. He creates the switch with Rui, and we see LeBron come up just like in Game 2. But with Reeves also up so high, he threads that pass to the wing, and now McDaniels has a head of steam to the rim. This was one of the major adjustments Ant had made. If his driving lanes were small, throwing it to the wing forces the defender to recover back, and McDaniels had taken full advantage. Because the defenders are up so high, it's really difficult to get back and then stay in front, which then can break that shell defense. Where the Lakers had more success defending is when LeBron would essentially play mind games with Ant. Here, Ant has Austin Reeves on him, and LeBron looks like he's doubling, so Ant picks it up, but he was just baiting him to throw it to Randall for a contested 3. LeBron did this quite a bit. Ant has Rui on him, and he continues to slide back and forth trying to get Ant to just pick the ball up. But I like how he just shifts towards the top of the key and gets a pretty good look. This one might have been the most tricky, where LeBron sprints to look like he's doubling, and Ant doesn't fall for it, but now he has to move to the other side where it's more crowded. He tries to go at Rui, but there's not much space, and they get a bad shot. LeBron really tried to mix up his coverages. If a better defender is on Ant, he's less likely to be up that high because he can trust his defender to just stay in front. And this is where I felt like Ant has grown the most in this series by figuring out his scoring opportunities. With Luka guarding Ant, LeBron's really in the gap, so Ant throws it to the wing. Now, because he has Luka, Ant cuts backdoor, which then draws the defense and creates a Naz Reid open 3. Instead of reacting to what LeBron is doing, Ant has started to manipulate his movements and then make a decision. Because LeBron moves back and forth between his matchup and Ant, he waits for Bron to move back so he then drives, then turns to look like he's passing so Bron goes back. Now he has the space to post Austin Reeves and he could just rise over him. Here's another one with LeBron lurking in the middle. Ant sidesteps to create more space and then drives and gets around him for a potential wide open 3, but DiVincenzo gives it up and you'll hear Ant say,
"Do not get."
Even though they didn't score, Ant realized that LeBron could not stay in front of him. So on the next possession, he looked for him and he got into the paint for a layup. On the few times that LeBron had ended up on him, Ant had continuously made the right decision. LeBron couldn't handle his shiftiness, which then forced help to come over, and Ant found his teammates in the paint for easy shots. So as JJ Redick realized that no one could really stay in front of Ant, he ended up going to a zone. With 2 guys up top, LeBron's assignment was still Ant, but he denies him, so Randall has to make a play, and the Lakers will live with that shot. Next time down, Ant decides to initiate the offense. He tries to get Luka on the switch, but 2 guys are there to contest his shot, which then leads us to the last 4 minutes of Game 4. Most of this has been about Ant's decision making on offense, but he was in a lot of defensive plays in the 4th as well. After a timeout, he has Austin Reeves, and he's trying to distract Ant by moving to the corner, but he sees Bron coming out of the corner of his eye and contests the layup. Then on the next possession, Luka and Bron run pick and roll, McDaniels is gap helping too much, so Ant commits to Braun. He makes the right pass for a wide open 3 to regain the lead, which leads us to the last 2 minutes. The Wolves are up 1, and the Lakers are back in man. On the pick and roll, they blitz this time, and Ant keeps going and finds DiVincenzo, who drives and finishes with an and 1. So with the Wolves up 4, the ball is inbounded, and LeBron screens Ant, who doesn't see it, and Reeves responds to make it a 1-point game. On the way down, the Wolves were about to test LeBron. Randall gets the ball, and DiVincenzo cuts, except
Inside, DiVincenzo, blocked by James!
and then this happens.
Reeves in the corner, Reeves drives, looking, finds Finney-Smith, straight on three-pointer, it's good! Dorian Finney-Smith knocks down the 3, it's a 2-point lead. Timeout, Minnesota.
Now down 2, Ant wants to run that wing pick and roll, but the Lakers cut that off. He swings it, and LeBron makes a great play.
Reed drives on James, goes inside, stripped down low by James, picked up by Reeves.
With a chance to close the game, they have Luka isoing Nas Reed. He eventually swings it to LeBron, who takes a long 3, and that gives Minnesota a chance. This time Ant goes back to the pick and roll. We see that blitz again, but this time he navigates around Rui and finds Reed, who then finds McDaniels for a dunk, plus an and 1. McDaniels makes the free throw, and with a chance to respond, LeBron throws the ball away. So up 1 and the ball, Ant gets double and gets it to DiVincenzo, but instead of standing around, he cuts to create some separation from DFS. LeBron is too late and ends up fouling him. Ant ends up making both free throws to make it a 3-point game, which leads us to the very final possession.
3-point game, no timeouts for the Lakers. Reed guarding, Doncic looking. James, corner, Reeves, three-pointer, no good. Rebound McDaniels, it's over. The T-Wolves go up 3-1 in the series.
With the Reeves miss, the Minnesota Timberwolves are just 1 win away from moving on to the second round. Now, most people really talk about Ant's rapid development because of his 3-point shooting, but to go from being confused in Game 2 with the Lakers defense to figuring it out over the last 2 games, Edwards is starting to use his mind to figure out where his opportunities really lie, even against one of the smartest basketball players ever. This is what makes him more dangerous than ever, which is why Minnesota is looking like a serious contender in the Western Conference. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe. You guys can support me on these platforms. Appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.